Salve a tutti amici di Comics Reporter Fumettomania, oggi abbiamo un'altra intervista e il nostro ospite non ha bisogno di presentazione. Si tratta di Mike Deodato Jr, artista brasiliano riconosciuto a livello internazionale. Welcome Mike.
Thank you.
Benvenuto. Ok, cominciamo subito con la prima domanda. La prima domanda riguarda i tuoi progetti. Sappiamo che stai collaborando con la AWA Studios, ultimamente sta uscendo il numero 5 della miniserie Redemption, prossimamente uscirà Not All Robots, sempre per la AWA Studios. Parlaci per favore dei tuoi progetti presenti e futuri, se non sono confidenziali.
Redemption issue, the last issue came out this Wednesday, and it's about a dystopian future. It is it's the encounter of Unforgivable from Clint Eastwood with Mad Max, but instead of Clint Eastwood, you would have Linda Hamilton in the main as the main character. It's like a Western, but with technology, but the world is destroyed. It's very interesting. It is the two kind of genres I love the most, Western and post-apocalypse. And the writing is perfect. It's the same writer I worked with in Bad Mother, another AWA title. And it's fantastic. I'm enjoying a lot to work with Krista. Bad Mother is about a mom from a soccer mom whose daughter is kidnapped, and she has to go after her daughter. She has no powers, no police training, nothing, just her abilities as a mom. She's about 50 years old, a little bit overweight. Her only power is to be invisible to her family and to her neighbors. So she uses that actually in advantage to surprise the kidnappers. Very, very good story too. And my next one that is going out in August is Not All Robots. It's written by Mark Russell. It's the same guy that wrote this book here. It's very interesting. It's actually one of the most intelligent scripts I have ever read. And that says a lot because I have worked with the best, the creme de la creme of all writers in the business. So it's very, very intelligent, a lot of social critique, a lot of and it's about a world that is dominated by robots. They get all the money. They have the power. We are like pets for them, and every family is designated to have a robot to take care of the family. So the plan is actually to make a critique over toxic masculinity, and so men like me can see see the reverse of the situation. You have a robot taking care of everything at home, you do nothing, and the robot is all criticizing you and in bad humors. So this way men can see the exchange places with women in this situation. They can see how they are treated, treated. It's very good, and actually the name should be Yes, All Robots, because I have never drawn so many robots in my life. but it's fantastic. At first, I was in doubt if my style would match the kind of story, because there is a lot of subtlety, a lot of satire and humor that are things that I'm not used to draw. And I was in doubt if I could make it work. But my editor, Axel Alonso, said, no, you're going to do fine, because you're going to ground the humor. So it's not histrionic, not over the top. So it's and he was right. I love the story. Already finished it and already working my next project, but it was not announced yet. I can say that it's about a crime story in the Fargo genre kind of movie, and it's fantastic too. So I'm enjoying a lot this new phase of my career, because don't get me wrong, I love superheroes so much that I draw them for almost 30 years. And but now I'm in another phase of my life, and I want to draw other kind of things, crime, horror, sci-fi. So I'm enjoying a lot this new phase of my career.
Very interesting. Speriamo di vederli presto, così come altri titoli di AWA. Aspettiamo anche quelli di Mark Teixeira, che abbiamo intervistato ultimamente. Passiamo alla seconda domanda. Nel 2020 torni a lavorare insieme a J. Michael Straczynski su The Resistance, una storia che parte da una pandemia. Che effetto ti ha fatto vedere che poi realmente, tristemente, questa pandemia ci ha colpito?
Yeah, it was such a weird coincidence, and I don't know. I suspect Straczynski had something to do with the pandemic, because a lot of things he put in the script are happening now, or happened. Even when he talks about the fascist governments, we saw a lot of this stuff happening. It was really weird, but it was a coincidence, of course. We had the bad luck to have it launched in the same month that it started the quarantine, so it affected the sales, because in US, even the main what's the name? My English is terrible, and my Italian is worse. The distributor, the company that distribute the comics, I don't know the name now, but I think they closed doors, and they were the only one distributing comics in US at the time. Now it's different, because the companies decide to go after other ways. But so it affects sales, but we could then experiment with launching the titles in a digital form. So we create awareness among the readers, and that would so the reader could read sometimes for free the book digitally, and then like it, and then he could order it. In the end, the pandemic did not affect much comics as we feared. I guess because people were in need of entertainment at home. Everybody was locked down, so in the end, it didn't hurt the sales at all. Only in the beginning, and yeah, it was weird, but it was a crazy story, fantastic story. Straczynski is a world builder. Man, his imagination is fantastic. It was an honor and a pleasure to work with him. We had the the honor to create the whole AWA universe from ground zero, and it's fantastic. Another thing is because AWA treats the creators differently from the big two. If it becomes a movie, we have a stake on it. So they are more fair in the treatment for the author. So I'm very happy to be working at AWA.
Aspetteremo di vedere altri lavori sempre per questa bellissima etichetta, bellissima realtà. Andiamo avanti, andiamo adesso al tuo stile. Il tuo stile, Mike, è molto scuro e spesso questa oscurità è funzionale alle storie che racconti, ma ti abbiamo visto in un'altra veste nel tuo The Cartoon Art of Mike Deodato Jr, in cui uno stile molto cartoon racconti le storie della tua famiglia. Puoi raccontarci qualcosa di questo volume e della sua realizzazione, per favore?
It's something I did years ago. I used to do a lot of. I used to create and give as a gift to my daughter, my daughters, to my wife, small cartoons as a card gift. Sometimes when I fight with my wife and I apologize by doing a funny cartoon so she can forgive me. And it's all about situations at home, very, very particular, very our own family. And I never thought about publishing it. And we had it all in the walls as framed. And one of our friends, he's a musician, he saw them and, hey, Mike, you should publish it. Everybody's gonna love it. No, it's very, very private, very particular. No, it's a universal situation. Everybody's gonna like. So I follow his advice and publish it, and he was right. Everybody identified with some of the situations, and I was happy to know that. It's something I do more to relax than anything. It's not like I had any plans with that. I already have a lot done, new ones. So soon I should be publishing another volume.
Mike, durante le nostre interviste abbiamo parlato spesso della chimica fra disegnatore e sceneggiatore. A proposito del tuo tratto, così fortemente realistico, fortemente influenzato dai chiaroscuri e da un taglio cinematografico quasi, come si coniuga nel rapporto con lo sceneggiatore? Quanto la sceneggiatura influenza il disegno e quanto la tua arte influenza il modo di raccontare dello sceneggiatore?
Well, I try to adapt a little bit my style to the kind of script I got. For example, when I drew Spider-Man for Marvel with Stravinsky, I tried to make it less dark and more in the light of the day. But my roots are in the in the chiaroscuro, in the dark and the noir style. That's the ones I like best. So I try to choose stories that can fit what I like to draw. Except when I was working for Marvel or DC, because I didn't have much of a choice. I did, but I was under contract, so I thought I should take it easy. But now that I'm independent, I like to choose the stories that I like to draw. So they are more like crime and noir style, and but of course depending on what happens in the story, I cannot make it dark all the time. If it's in the light of the day, outside, so there is no way. But I always find a way to make them against the sun or something like that. But yeah, it's more like I choose stories that fit with my style.
Perfetto. Passiamo alle domande del nostro pubblico. Crisis in Comics ci chiede: che ricordi hai del periodo in cui hai lavorato con William Messner Loebs?
At that time, I didn't speak English at all, so I had little or none contact with editors or the writers, and I only met Messner Loebs about 10 or 15 years later in a convention. Very nice guy, and but I loved to draw his stories. Wonder Woman will always be connected to me because that was the book that made me known for the big public, and I always have this connection. I never read a Wonder Woman book after my stint on the book. I don't know. I get jealous. I don't know, but it was great. I was full of energy back then, and I wanted to show my drawings to the world. I actually wanted to Wonder Woman to look like the Image stories I was reading from Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri. I wanted that energy, that sensuality on the women. I wanted that they to look strong and sexy, and because after the Image guys left Marvel, and DC was this style of drawings there were, in my opinion, very stale at Marvel too. And I was looking at all that energy at the Image, and I wanted to bring that to Wonder Woman. And people love it, and it was 3 issues later, it was selling 5 times more. So it was a great time.
Parlaci per favore del tuo rapporto con l'Italia. Se hai visitato il nostro paese? Presumiamo di sì. Raccontaci per favore.
Actually, Deodato is my first name because I changed it to, my name is Deodato Taumaturgo Borges Filho. And I don't know, maybe I have some some connection with Italy. I hope so. I love Italy. I have been in Lucca, invited by Panini. It was a great time, lovely convention, lovely city. I love it. I hope to get back someday. And I love Italian artists too. I love European style of comics and fumetti, right? And
sì, fumetti.
you know, I love the westerns. I love everything about Italy. So pizza too.
E gelato.
E gelato, yes.
Per forza. Ok, va bene. Andiamo avanti, facciamo l'ultimissima domanda. Cosa ricordi della realizzazione di Original Sins?
Original scene, there was actually 2 original scenes. One, it was a storyline in Wolverine Origins, and then there was the event at Marvel original scene, written by, if I'm not mistaken, Jason Aaron. And I love to do it because I don't like working on events because it's too many characters. Usually, depending on the writer, the characters lose a bit of characterization. Too many, it's almost impossible to give personality to every character or enough space. But this one was different. It was a more contained event. It was like a crime story happening in an event. So there was the death of the watcher, and it was a mystery story that had consequences in the whole Marvel universe. So I loved it. It was like made for me. It was I could use a lot of black and white, and there was crime, mystery, everything I love about it. So it was fun. It was fun.
Perfetto, grazie per la tua risposta. Ti vedremo in qualche convention? Hai in programma partecipare a qualche comic convention in quest'anno?
Oh, maybe. I have plans to go to Portugal in December, but I don't know. It will depend on how the COVID situation will be in Brazil. So I made plans, but it's on in standby. We don't know if I'm gonna be able to travel. We don't know if the countries will be accepting Brazilians. So because our government is handling very badly the situation here, so I don't know. But I miss convention so much. I want to go back to Luca.
Sì, infatti, speriamo. Intanto, Mike, ti ringraziamo per il tuo tempo, per la tua disponibilità. Da parte di Comics Reporter e Fumettomania, grazie e alla prossima e a presto.
Thank you.
Obrigado.
Thank you.